Hi everyone, I'm going to do something a little different today and show you a van tour video. I'll tell you a little bit about my van to start with. I have a 2010 Ford Transit medium wheelbase. It's also a medium height and has 87,000 miles on the clock. The cab area of my van is used as an additional storage space. And this shade of blue gives it away that it's an ex-British gas van. Starting with the outside, you can see I fitted this small window on the side, and this down here was on the van when I bought it, and this used to be for electric hookup, but I have actually removed that now. On the back of the van I have a spare wheel carrier and a ladder to get up on the roof. Shout out to my friend Nick who helped me install this. I also have reverse parking sensors here, but they don't really work, I'll be honest. Let me show you the layout on the roof. Here on the roof of my van you can see I've got my Maxxfan Dome Plus, which is the fan for my shower. I have a 200 watt Renogy Shadow Flux solar panel. So the Shadow Flux panel that Renogy do means that if a shadow goes over the van from a tree or a building, then the panel will still work. I've got my Skylight over here, and here I've also got my surfboard. There's still a little bit of room for me to sit up here too. I'm quite happy with the layout up here. I've managed to fit everything I wanted on here, and I'm glad that I've got the surfboard on too. I did originally want a roof rack. We've settled for roof bars that I found on Facebook Marketplace, which were literally 2 minutes around the corner. So that's what we did. On this side of the van you can see I've got my opening window, and over here as well I've also got a fill point for my water. In this little corner of the van is where my electrics live, so you can see down here I've got my solar charge controller, I've got some fuses down here, I've got a 2000 watt Renogy inverter and a Fogstar lithium ion battery which is 300 amp hours as well, and this here at the front is to inflate paddle boards. Moving over, I've got my fridge here, which is just a Halfords cool box for the moment, but it does the trick, and then I've got my water system over on this side. So I've got a bubble water heater tucked away behind here. I've got a water pump, an accumulator, expansion tank, and all of the pipework over there. And if I take out the suitcase, I'll show you what's behind. Tucked away at the back, I've got an 85 litre water tank as well. And then moving over to the final compartment in the van, this is where my diesel heater lives. So we've got the storage container here, and the diesel heater has its own little compartment at the back here, and everything else is just fitted around it. Got some spare jerry cans, I've got my camping chair, these are hoses for paddleboard inflation, and in here is just a box with any spares from the van build and a few little tools too. So let's take a look inside the van. The biggest compliment I've had on my van is when I showed my grandma for the first time and she said, "Wow, it looks like a gypsy wagon," and I knew then I'd done it right. I should probably explain this outfit to you because these aren't my usual clothes. I've been sent these to do a job. These are Revolution Race. This is not an ad, but yeah, I've just been doing some Instagram work for these today, and they're so comfy, I'm just going to keep them on. So welcome to the kitchen of the van. I've got a Adventurer Voyager 4500 here, which has got 2 hobs, a grill and an oven as well. And my gas is stored in this little cupboard below. I've made my splashback with sticker tiles that I found on Amazon, which are also linked in my Amazon shop that I'll put in the description too. And I get a lot of questions asking where my sink is from, and it is from Vanporium, and I absolutely love it. It probably took me a week to decide on this sink. I couldn't decide between the sinks on there, they were all so beautiful. I've utilised the bulkhead for storage of coats and jumpers and fleeces, as you can see. I've actually got rid of quite a few recently, so there is a lot more room up there to push everything back. I don't know what I'm going to put up there yet, probably more coats. And then I've got my spice racks, coffee, and down here we've just got a few little trinkets. This is a fire starter that I got from Retreat Wild, little crystals, a few feathers, and as well I've got some little mushrooms in here as well from Retreat Wild, which you can use to start fires, which I thought was pretty cool. As you can see, I don't have a lot of surface space to play with in the kitchen area, so what I did find at Vanporium as well is they sell these sink chopping board toppers, which goes on just nicely, and that creates that extra little bit of space for me to put things on when I'm cooking. Since I have just recently finished the plumbing in the van, I'm super happy to have a running tap now. So I've got hot and cold water, and I'm just so happy about that. Next thing in the kitchen is obviously the cupboards. There's not much going on in here. I bet this is what everybody wants to see as well, the insides of the cupboards. It's, you know, just everything you'd expect really. A load of food and pots and pans just crammed in there. One thing I do have on my cupboard doors though is a load of stickers. Some of my favourite ones here. We've got Only Half the World Away. Why do I not have an Our Van's Tale sticker? And on the other side, these are just little things that I've picked up along the way. Stay Wild, Retreat Wild, absolutely love. Andy and Joe Unlimited, met them at Vanlife Eats Festival. And same with Kat Van Do. A non-negotiable for me in the van was to have a shower. They said it couldn't be done in a medium wheelbase, but I've done it, so I'll show you. I mean, in all fairness, I am only 5 foot tall, so this wouldn't work for everybody. Starting from top to bottom in the shower, so up here I have my Maxxfan Dome Plus. The plus means it comes with this LED light, which is super handy. And then I've got these PVC panels on the wall, which I picked up online. They're about £20 for however much, I actually can't remember. I have tanked behind those as well. And then the bottom third of the shower, I've used these tiles, which were £5 a pack from B&Q. Super cheap, nice, cheap and cheerful. The bottom, I've got a 585cm square shower tray that I picked up online, and they get quite scratched and grubby shower trays, so I've just put this duck board over the top to make it nice and tidy. That is where the plug hole is. I've got my Ridge Monkey shower down there as well, which is super handy. I absolutely love it. I love the water flow as well out of the shower head on this one. It's nice and even. And the shower that is actually installed is just one that I picked up from B&Q. I am still using the Ridge Monkey little holder on there for the moment until I find a new one. I am yet to have a proper shower in this van. I have used the Ridge Monkey shower in the cubicle, which was perfect. I had the Bobil heater installed last week. I have tested it with the taps and the water was warm, but I think I'd want it a little bit hotter for a shower. I've tested it at 40 degrees so far. I have tested the shower and the running water, that's all fine. But I think I might just turn it up a little bit. I'm super excited to have my first proper shower in the van. See here, I've got my little toothbrush holder. This was a job for Instagram and it's super cool. This actually comes out so I can take it out when I have a shower, and I take it out to charge it as well. And it just sanitises my toothbrush for me. I'm super happy with how my shower has turned out. I've never tiled before, I've never cut PVC panels before, I've never tanked before, so I'm really happy with how it's turned out. The only thing I did ask for help for with this was sealing the edges, which I asked my friend Aaron to do, who has been fitting the boiler for me, and he's done a fantastic job on that as well. I'm just really pleased with how it's turned out. This is a new little feature in the van as of last night from my friend Zena. She popped round and gave me a gift and I absolutely love it. It's so cute. So I've got my little artwork from Retreat Wild from my friend Nick, which I love. I've got my lovely macrame from Zena, again, which I love. And then the sun, it's just the perfect fit for me. The whole vibe in the van is that I wanted it warm and sunny and golden, and the sun just finishes that off for me. I absolutely love it. I wanted it to look like it was golden hour in here all the time. So I've stained the wood this lovely Canadian cedar colour, and I absolutely love how it's turned out. And another thing I wanted as well was windows all around the van so I can be nosy and take a peek on every side. I have 2 benches in the van. This one here is partly storing the diesel heater and the rest is just for stuff. And then I've got another sizable bench here full of stuff. I keep my spare gas in there and all sorts. Then I've got a lovely little tile here, which is from Scanstrut, which I got from 12 Volt Planet. Absolutely love this. Moving on to the bed, I've done the IKEA bed hack. So I've got the 3 beams going across. They're telescopic, so you can extend them to the length of the van and just bolt them in the side. It is super easy and you can make a bed so quickly with these. I also got the IKEA slats as well. My bed is 120 centimetres wide and 183 long, so it's a standard double wide but a little bit shorter on the length, and yeah, the beams made that super easy for me to do, and with the slats I just overlap them a little bit in the middle to make them fit. So another feature is my slide out table, which I absolutely love, and this goes out the back of the van as well. So if I've got the back doors open and I want to chill with a brew and a view, I can slide this out the other way and put my cake and my brew on the table too. And as you've probably guessed, this is just all underbed storage, and then I've just used this little sari, little beach skirt as a curtain. For the bed, I've got a custom made mattress which I just got online. It was super easy to do, there was loads of options, and yeah, just got it custom made for the size. And here we've got the Skylight, which has the fly net and the blinds as well. And I think that's probably it for showing you around the van. I absolutely love it. I actually don't know where my favourite spot is in the van, I've got too many. I love being sat up here in the bed. The benches are fantastic. What I need to do next really is put some foam on top of the benches, but I'll get around to that. That's just one of those things on the snag list. You're probably wondering what got me into van life. So I didn't know van life existed a few years ago. I thought that people in camper vans just went to campsites and went off on the weekend and that was it. I didn't know that people lived inside their vans. And when I found that out, I was blown away and I knew it was my calling. I knew exactly what I wanted to do then. I was stuck inside the system. I was miserable inside the system. I was working my 9 to 5 job, still struggling to pay my bills, having to watch the pennies, and a weekend away was not on the cards. I couldn't afford the travel, I couldn't afford the fuel, and I definitely couldn't afford to stay away in an Airbnb for the weekend. I started looking at sort of camping and I thought I'd get into that. I soon realised camping isn't for me, and then again that's when I started looking at the vans. Maybe a van to stay in would be a good idea, and then the whole idea of van life just became apparent to me and I thought I have to go for it. It's a win-win situation. It will help me escape the system, I'll have more money, I'll have more adventure, more freedom, more travel. There is just, I couldn't think of anything bad about van life. It just looked like my golden ticket. I've been doing full-time van life for a year now. It was literally October last year when I decided to move in full-time to my Vauxhall Vivaro. And then this van I bought in January 2025 and I've been slowly converting and I moved into it full-time in June, which is also when I quit my job. But the hardest part of the conversion for me was the electrical system and the electrical side of the plumbing as well with the heater. I've learned a little bit along the way, but I know it's not my area of expertise, so I have outsourced people to help me for this. And also 12 Volt Planet, which is where I got a lot of my supplies from. They were really helpful. I have thought to see if there's anything that I would do differently in the van, and honestly, I don't think there is. I did say one of my other non-negotiables was to have a wardrobe in here, which I don't have, but I do have the shower, so I'm happy with that. I found moving into the van very easy personally. I am quite a minimalist anyway, so I don't really have trouble with, storage or anything like that. And I absolutely love this lifestyle. Another question I get asked quite a lot is, do I get scared in the van? And generally, no. If there's ever a vibe, I just leave straight away, or if anything changes, it's not too difficult to pack up and leave. But most of the time I feel really safe in the van, which is beautiful. Currently parked up in Castleton, which is the home of van life. for the Peak District and probably the Northwest as well. There's a lot of vans parked up here at one point, especially at weekends, so generally I feel super safe here. If I have any advice for anybody doing their own van build, all I would say is whatever you plan or predict a job will take, times it by 4, and that's probably the realistic time it's going to take to do that task. So I hope you've enjoyed my van tour, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. Peace out and catch you next time. Thank you to everyone who has supported me through Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. Your support really helps to keep the wheels turning on this big adventure of mine. You can also support the channel by liking and subscribing and leaving a comment below. I really appreciate every single one of you.